With the Easter holidays just around the corner, tourism and hospitality businesses say they're facing a recruitment crisis that could leave many short-staffed this season. The industry is critical to the southwest economy. So why can't businesses find staff? Well, industry leaders say some people are choosing different types of work, possibly for better money. They may be worried about COVID. Finding somewhere to live continues to be a problem, so is getting to work. Plus, there are fewer migrant workers. This means there's a smaller pool of people to recruit from, so the industry is competing not just for business, but also for staff. Here's John Henderson.
Big picture, Cornwall's got a big staffing crisis. Take this holiday park near Padstow. Guests return year after year, but they can't get a receptionist for love nor money, which at this place is £12 an hour.
I have effectively robbed Peter to pay Paul, in that I've taken one of my managers from another business we've got, and he in the short term is covering our reception, but that is a temporary position, and it's putting a sticking plaster over the problem.
To put that into context, £12 an hour equates to £23,400 a year.
Did you want me to email you a document?
It could be that dealing with the public post-COVID is putting people off. What isn't in doubt is the efforts that have gone into enticing staff. 3 chalets have been turned into staff accommodation because we all know the difficulties of finding somewhere affordable to live in Cornwall.
It's been very difficult for people coming down to find somewhere to live. That's the first point. The second point is to do with the local Cornish infrastructure, and in particular connectivity. You can't work at Mother Ivey's unless you've got your own transport or unless you live on the park.
A missing receptionist might seem like small beer, but on Cornwall's south coast, another example of a business struggling to reach its full potential. Will you be doing a 90-hour week?
Probably closer to 110, 120 hours.
That's because while the menu's written, the locals are spending, the person working in here is the person behind the bar and running the business. She can't find a chef. What is the problem?
How long have you got? Wages, location, COVID, furlough, 90-hour weeks is, historically is what people have been expected to do for very poor wages in our industry, and changing that mindset is going to take a long time.
The boss at the holiday park puts it more succinctly.
The staffing crisis and the housing crisis are very intertwined.
For its part, the government says it's spending billions providing homes on top of $400 billion to help the country through the pandemic.
Joined now by Anne van der Meulen from the Federation of Small Businesses. Really tough issue to crack. How bad is the problem?
It's a really bad problem. We're hearing lots and lots of people who are looking for staff. I mean, that's, you've only got to look at social media and understand how, everybody seems to be looking for staff. And they've got to pay the wages. Everyone's chasing wages. Everyone's chasing the money. So actually the businesses are actually now competing for staff as well as for customers. So that's really tough.
And is there a solution? It strikes me that it needs to be massively radical as opposed to just tinkering around the edges.
Yeah, we've been tinkering around the edges for a really long time. So something in a crisis like this needs to break the cycle. So what we're saying to government is, they need to do things to make it businesses more profitable. So they need to look at the tax system. They need to look at things like business rates reform. They need to make it easier for people to get to work. They need to be able to radically look at public transport, for example. So we're hoping to look at things like Shared Prosperity Fund, levelling up, those sorts of things to help. But of course, it goes further than that. We need government to do far more.
And thank you very much for that. So we heard it, lots of very difficult problems to be grappled with as Cornwall approaches another tough Easter.